Hello, class. This is chapter 15. This is about modulation. Modulation is when you move to closely related keys. So it changes the tonal center. If you have, let me find my little circle of fifths here. So one of the reasons for understanding the circle of fifths is to help with understanding modulation that happens in music. So the closely related keys to any key are the ones on either side of it in the circle of fifths. So for example, A major has 3 sharps. Its closely related major key is D major and E major. D has 2 sharps, E has 4 sharps. That's one more or less than A. And also the relative minors. So B minor, F sharp minor, or C sharp minor would all be closely related keys, easy to modulate to. So it does help to know your circle of fifths, because then you'll know where you're going or where the piece that you're learning is going. So read this page, and let me see if I can get this in. Okay. So here's an example showing you a modulation that takes place over a common chord here. There's a chord that works in both keys. So the piece starts in D major and ends in A major. And at this point, you can analyze that chord in either D major or A major, but then moving forward, you need to analyze the rest of it in A major. So I will play this excerpt. So you have D major 1, 6, 2, 6, 5, 7, 1, 2, 6, 1, 6, 4, 5, 1, 6. And now this could be a 6, 6, but this is the pivot chord, which is also a 2, 6 in the key of A major. 1, 2, 6, 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1. Okay, I'll play it without talking, but you read along here and think about this. So that's a common chord modulation. It has a pivot chord. Now you can have a chromatic modulation where something changes chromatically. So a D would become a D sharp, for example. Here we go. G major, a 1 chord, 5. And suddenly you're not in Kansas anymore. It's just suddenly a 5 chord in E major. And how do you know that? You just have to know where you're going after this. E minor, just kidding. That D sharp is like, what's going on? Well, you have to look ahead. You don't get stuck at that 1 chord wondering what is going on. Look ahead and see where it's going to. So G major, 1 chord, 5. Well, I don't know what that is, but this is an E minor chord, and this is an A minor chord going to a B major chord. Well, the relationship of B major to E minor is 5 to 1, so it all works out if you do it in E minor. 5, 1, 4, 5. You have to do a little detective work. A phrase modulation or direct modulation is where you're going along in one key and poof, you're in another key. So this is an example of this. You're in E minor, and then suddenly you're in C major. But they're closely related keys, right? C major is related to G major, and E minor is the relative minor of G major. So this is not far-fetched. I'll try that again. So minor 1 in E minor, 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1, and suddenly C major. There's other modulation types, but they're going to cover those in the next book. So in period construction, remember 2 phrase periods and things like that. If you don't remember, go back to chapter 6 and try to review. Here's the first phrase. And here's the second phrase. And starts in D major, ends in A major. It's just poof, there we go. Second phrase is a sequence of the first phrase transposed up a step here in the Grieg. So just showing you how modulations could occur in a 2 phrase period. Now here is a 2 phrase period. The second phrase is contrasting to the first phrase, and it's in the dominant key. So it starts in A major and goes to E major. It looks like there's a pivot chord right here. Try that without the wrong notes. So A major, tonic, dominant, tonic, subdominant, tonic, which is the same thing as the 4 in E major. How do you know it's in E major? How do you know you're modulating to E major at this point? You don't. You look further and see where it ends up. It ends up on E major. Well, there's the 5 of E, 4 of E, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, 7. So you just see what's going on here. You don't know just by, you don't get stuck at that measure. You look and see what else is going on. And this is a little bit of almost a chart, but not quite a chart. So you can look at that on your own. Common chord modulation. This is how you show it in the harmonic analysis with a little bracket. There's your chord that you were in the first key and the chord that you're pivoting to in the second key. If it's not a pivot chord modulation or a common chord modulation, then you just keep it all on the same line. Here's the idea of using macro analysis, and that might help you if you're getting stuck with something to know, what is the 5 chord and all that. So it's in G, C, G, F sharp diminished, G, D7, G, C, G, C sharp diminished, D, A7, D. What could be going on here? Oh, wrong chords. Well, thank goodness they did it for us. 1, 1, 6, 4, 1, 6, 7 diminished 6 to 1, 5, 7 to 1, 1, 1, 6, 4, 1, 6. But now this is out of the key. And you don't really know what's happening until you look at the end. You see, well, there's 1 in D major. There's 5, 7 in D major. There's 1. So you'd have to work your way backwards. I'll do history in a minute. let's take a look at number 1 here. It's in D major, and it starts in D major. There's a 1 chord. There's another 1 chord. There's the 4 chord. And now something just happened. So I'm thinking this is not a pivot chord. This is a chromatic modulation. And it's going to go to A major, right? We think. Could be, is that is that the tonic, dominant, what? Well, the chord before it is 5/7 to 1. So 5/7/1. Here's D, F sharp, A, which is a 4 chord in A major. Here is A, C sharp, E, which is a 1 chord in A major. And here is E, G sharp, B, which is the 5 chord in A major. So we're going to A. D major 1, 1, 4. Weird. Okay, 5, 7. Okay, this all works. 5, 6. So hopefully you followed that. It's a chromatic modulation. Okay, something gets crazy here, but we won't know what's going on until we look at the end. Now I'm thinking this is another chromatic modulation because it just happens with a chromatic change. But what is the whole business? You're in G major, 1, D, F sharp, A, 5, 6. And here, what key have we gotten to? F natural and a G sharp. What scale has got F natural and a G sharp? The A harmonic minor scale. So there is D, F, A, which is a minor 4, A, C, E, which is a 1, 6, 4, that's a passing tone, E, G sharp, B, 5, 1. One more for the video. Well, we start off in E flat major. 1. B flat, D, F is a 5. 1. A flat, C, E flat. A flat, C, E flat is the 4 chord. Well, A flat major has 4 flats. E flat, G, B flat, D, with a D flat there, is a 5/7 of A flats. And B flat, D flat, F, B flat, D flat, F, D flat, B flat, F is the 2, that's a 2, 6. And A flat, C, E flat. This could be a pivot chord. A flat, C, E flat. So in A flat major, this is the 1, 6. So I should move all those down. 2, 6, 5, 7, 1. We'll do these 3 in class, and we'll do this on Thursday, and I'll do another video of the other stuff.